Welcome to 15 combat tips for Mechwarrior Online, the free-to-play game available on Steam. I'm Pitstop Head, and hopefully you will find here something, if not plenty, to help you enhance your gameplay in this action-packed first-person shooter. Every mech is represented by an arrow on the radar down below. It points in the same direction as the mech. So if the arrow is pointed forward, the mech is pointed forward. This allows you to avoid line of fire and also to plan your attack more effectively. At the beginning of the round, you'll need to form up. That is, unless you're a light mech or a fast mech moving out to scout. When you do so, look at where your fellow mechs are. Try and stay together. As a rule, this will mean you last longer. You can use the B button to see the map, and you can also zoom in with the scroll wheel. This will help you see where your fellow mechs are. There is no point running at your opponent on your own. What I mean by this is, if you are a mech and you decide, right, I'm going to charge and try and take down 5 mechs, you won't do it. There's no point doing it. These are stray mechs. If one of your guys does it, it weakens you. If the enemy does it, it weakens them. You will not survive. Do not become that stray mech. And you can see here the little blue arrow running into all the reds down below there. Of course, if you can pick off the stray mechs, people who are left behind, that puts your team in a powerful situation. No matter what you call it, back attacks, backstabbing, coring, this is the best way to kill mechs, attacking their rear. You can see here, it is a very effective method. Obviously fast mechs can do this more effectively. It's probably one of the best attack modes for fast mechs. But if you can, even if it's from distance, attack mechs in the rear. Certain maps suit certain mechs, although if you're a good player you can play any mech on any map. But becoming aware of what maps are like, where the hiding places are, is a really important factor. This is the Frozen City. It has lots of cover and you can nip in and out very quickly if you're fast and do a lot of damage, especially to the back of mechs. But when you're considering a map, think about these things. How big is it? Is there any cover? Are there any passages? And try and get as much experience as you can on every single map. I cannot stress to you guys, this will dramatically change your strategy for how you play mechs and what mechs you want to play. The map awareness is key to getting even more kills. One of the things that you'll hear people say the most when you're in game is to press R.
Target acquired.
This is so that you acquire targets on the battlefield, and people with missiles can then launch them at those targets. It's the first line of attack on many maps, especially the big maps, and ranged players rely upon target locks to do that initial damage. It's really important, and you can see here missiles firing off towards mechs that fire off mechs that I, in this mech, cannot attack. Press R. You're going to want your mech to be as good as possible so that you can do better in your combat. So don't forget to update your mech trees. As you play, you get XP and you can spend that on modules that will, in effect, improve your mech. And they can change speed, endurance, a whole range of stuff. Now, you have to update 3 variants to take it to the next level, but it's definitely worth doing. You can get things like speed tweaks, which can increase the speed of your mech by 10 or 20%, which makes a real difference in game. So that's on the skills menu in your loadout for your mech. Don't forget to put the relevant modules on your mech that you're using. So if you are a long-range mech, then you might want to use the enhanced zoom. If you don't have that, you will need to unlock it through your pilot skills on the skills menu. Once it's unlocked, you can then equip it on the module here in your loadout. One of the most important things in Mechwarrior is managing your heat. It's completely up to you how you do this, but you don't want to mech this too hot, otherwise you will be continuously shutting down, and when you do, you're vulnerable to attack. You need to look at your lasers or your weapons and decide, is this too hot? But if you strip it back, are you doing enough damage? The balance you get with your heat management will have a huge effect on how successful you are as a Mechwarrior. And you can find lots of advice on how to balance the heat on given mechs. But it's really important, and you will need to test it out. It may be a question of putting weapons on different numbers so you can manage their usage in game. A really effective way of dealing with light mechs is to shoot their legs. As they run around you, it can be quite tricky to actually destroy them, but if you shoot their legs, they're crippled, and because they've got lighter armor, you can then finish them off fairly easily. When dealing with larger mechs, if you are a faster mech, a good strategy is to try and get around the back. And to do this, you're going to need to circle around the mech, and you will see mechs circling each other in an attempt to try and get that damaging blow to the rear of the mech. That's what they're after here, and you can see I turned the mech there. That is the target, but obviously if he's as fast as you, then it's going to be a struggle.
Target destroyed.
There is no lead time on lasers. What I mean by this is where you point the laser is where it hits, no matter how far away the enemy is. They're very precise. So what you need to do if you're going to hit a moving target is you need to match the pace of the target, either by turning or moving alongside, and in the same time holding the target on the enemy. If you see an enemy mech is smoking, it's a good indication that they have taken a fair amount of damage. Sometimes you can't get a lock or target on them. If you see the smoke, it is therefore a great indication that you can go in and do some more damage, and you may well have the upper hand. When you press R and target an enemy mech, not only does it open up for the long range missiles, but it gives you some really valuable information about the condition of that mech. This will allow you to plan your attack strategy and focus your damage on the most damaged areas of that mech. For example, if the right torso is red, try and get the killing blow there, or if an arm or leg is really badly damaged, switch your lasers to that and take that out. It will give you the upper hand. The final tip in this video is based upon your own mech information. In the bottom left hand corner, keep an eye on what parts of your mech are damaged. And so what you can do is twist and turn the damaged parts of your mech away from an enemy who is firing at you. They may well be trying to focus on the damaged parts of your mech, but if you can turn your body so they can't see them or hit them, then that can be a very effective way of escaping a combat situation. You'll also need to think about where your mech is. It may be that you need to turn away in a particular direction. Just be conscious that if that's your bad side you're exposing to some mechs, then the chances are they will hit you there and you will be destroyed. So don't forget to twist away from the damage. So guys, I hope you found this video useful. If you did, click the thumbs up. If you've got any questions, add them down below. On my second YouTube channel, I have a fair few highlights, some of my Mechwarrior drops. You can see those here at the link. And guys, thanks for watching.